What about the physicality there? Because doing myself or doing Jimmy Savile, I mean, you can get away with it. But what are the ones that you find difficult?
Well, it's easier, really, to do older people or people who've got beards or something that you can put on and be identified by. It's the younger people who are the hardest to do. I mean, last series we had some stuff written for Michael Owen, for example, and, I could do the voice of Michael, so I thought maybe we could do Michael Owen, but it was just really difficult because you just had nothing to put on, so, you can't make yourself look that shiny, and, hey! Last week you had Robbie on, didn't you?
I did.
In this very chair, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
And he was another one, we had him on last time, did some sketches with him, like, and you can do the voice, that's all right, you know what I mean? It's not bad, is it? But we just couldn't. We had this lovely song, well, I thought it was a lovely song that I'd written for Robbie, about how, I don't know if you've noticed this, but when he walks around, so he has this sort of, he sticks his bum out a bit like that, doesn't he? So I had this thing about him being like a monkey, and I'd written this whole song about Robbie Williams and his simian ways, and it included the line, and so it's my prognosis that I am part proboscis, which I thought was the best thing I'd ever written.
You mentioned there the way that he walked reminded you of an animal. In fact, I believe that lots of... You get a clue, don't you, to people by associating them with an animal. And how does it work?
Well, someone like Robbie, obviously, there, and it initially started from years ago when I was working on the comedy circuit. I used to do Moira Stewart, who I haven't done in this series, but the thing with Moira is that it's just a vocal thing, is that she always sounds to me like she swallowed a fly. So it can help the sound sometimes, like with Wogan as well, there's another one where the sound, I described it, and I suddenly thought, what is it? And I thought, he's like a rabbit trapped within the body of a killer whale. So if you think of Wogan, he has this little voice like that, doesn't he, when he's presenting and so on. There we are, yeah, like a little rabbit there looking at the headlights, and then suddenly he'll start to growl and go like that. Yeah. And you realise that there's those two things working together. But sometimes it is the physicality, like with Dot Cotton, it's that kind of neck, really, isn't it? It's all sort of... It's a bit like a tortoise or one of the little dogs you see on computers whose necks go like that, little wobbly dog. But it's like a tortoise, really. It just keeps coming out and going back in again. Sorry, Mark, what you were saying, darling.
It's very brave you're doing Dot Cotton. It does work.
Well, I was really pleased with
all right, we've got a clip, actually. Let's have a look at the Dot Cotton clip coming up here.
It's just that I think your Mark might be involved in some criminal activity.
Do you mean he's been a good boy ever since he was a top dog?
Well, how comes he's never short of a bob or two, but he says he gets all his money from the stall? But what sort of a stall is it, Paulie?
What stall he's got, Doc?
Yeah, well, don't that seem odd to you?
No, it does not, Doc.
Because all anyone ever eats in this place is bacon and egg. No one don't never eat nothing else. So who's buying all his fruit? It isn't under our...
I think you're talking a load of rot, Doc.
Well, I don't want to shock you, Pauline, but I just think...
You think he's got in with a bad lot, Doc?
I just think the fruit store may be a front, and secretly he's selling heroin or...
Not pot, Doc.
Of course, the Eastenders are now such an institution. You can't really go wrong, can you?
No, well, I mean, I really wasn't up to speed with it until a while ago, and I've got absolutely hooked now, and this whole, the film Mitchell thing has gripped me. But Steve Owen is another one who was another animal thing, actually, because he has this bizarre thing. He's a bit like a little snake, the way his neck goes like that, and sort of like a cobra, isn't he, And he also has this bizarre thing where he'll start to, how do I describe this? His throat, his vocal larynx, his larynx, that's the word. His larynx will engage before his lips start to work. So you always get this thing with Steve where I go, well, I was wondering if... yeah, what do you think? So he does a lot of that. But, no, he was great. And the Mitchells themselves, they're just a very good example. I mean, obviously, Grant's left now, but certainly Phil is an example of someone who's really the antithesis of me physically. So, straight away, you just think there's really no point in doing someone like Phil Mitchell.
Yes.
Yes. It just wouldn't work.
Yes.
Same for William Hague, really.
Why?
Well, it's the same, similar thing. Got this. I mean, they could be brothers. In fact, when you think about it, maybe William Hague and maybe William Hague is the missing Mitchell brother. He'll come back in the future. I was the missing brother. Don't you see, Peggy? I'm up north. We were separated at birth. Like Blood Brothers, there'll be a musical version. They say, I was the one who was sent up there. And.